Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Happy
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. That's so funny. I was just like,
Okay,
yeah,
you're like,
Thursday. Like, happy Thursday.
Welcome. We need some yoga. All right.
So my hips are kind of tight. How are you? What are you? Kind of about the same.
Feeling some hips? Okay, cool. I did Pilates class on Saturday, so I'm feeling
Bless you. Where'd you take Claudia?
on the plaza in Cedar Falls.
Oh,
There's
way
a free
fun.
class.
Is that Thursdays you said?
It was on Saturday.
Saturday. I'll have to keep my eyes open for that because Wednesdays now are my golf night, so I'm missing yoga in the plaza on Wednesdays, but I could totally hit Saturday.
Yeah.
Pilates. It'll be fine.
Okay, cool. All right. I'm gonna turn mine on actually. So let's start sitting nice and tall. Taking a deep breath in. Yeah. And let's exhale it out. Big belly breath in. And out. Last one, breathe in through the nose. And out through the mouth. If not yet, close your eyes closed. It's an invitation to do that here. Just an option if that's comfortable for you. And as you let your breath settle to a natural cadence, just let your shoulders soften. Let the space between your eyebrows relax. Release any tension in your jaw. Maybe gently roll the neck side to side, removing any tension that might be there. You want to slowly, if you haven't yet, start dipping your right ear towards your right shoulder. You can pause and hold it there if you want a little bit more tension on the neck. Or if you want to keep that movement, just gently drop the right ear and then the left ear. Working a little bit of movement to the neck area first. Maintain those full deep breaths in and a controlled breath out. And with those neck rolls, if you want to start slowly dropping your chin to your chest and finding kind of a half circle motion side to side, that might feel nice for you. And then as you move slowly with that, the muscles in the neck maybe will loosen up. And maybe find a gentle full circle rotation, tipping the chin up and the head back, being mindful of how the body feels. If that causes any pain, maybe we skip it today. You've got that full rotation, maybe you change directions after you complete that circle. Noticing where you feel these slow movements. Just focusing on the neck area for the next few moments. Go ahead and finish up whichever circle or pattern you have going on. Take a deep breath in, reach the crown of your head to the sky. And open mouth, exhale. Breathe in through the nose, sit up tall. Exhale through the mouth. With your next breath in, maybe you want to sweep your hands up overhead. Breathe in, reach the fingertips nice and high. And as you exhale, let's bring that right arm down to the mat. The left arm comes up and over. You exhale. Pause and hold here if that feels good. Or if, just as we did with our last variation, maybe you want to just slowly breathe in and over. Exhale with your bend. Know that my words are just a cue, just a guide. You find your breath, find what works for you. Inhale. Exhale. If you'd like to keep the breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth, might be something you try and focus on with today's practice. Maybe you just continue to focus on where you feel each movement in the body. Do a couple more on each side here. A little bit slower than we feel naturally inclined to do. And go ahead and balance left to right here. And then together we reach the fingertips up to the sky, breathe in. And then go ahead and draw your fingertips out in front of you. We're going to find a forward fold here. Maybe you grab onto a bolster or pillow or a blanket. And let's go ahead and use that as a little bit of support. Hands come to the chin. And you fold forward, forehead to your chin, or forehead to your arms, excuse me. Now, one more here. And out to the knees. Let's go ahead and sit up tall. Pull that bolster away. We're going to keep that side to side movement, but work into the hips a little bit more. So let's start with this right knee out front. Are you wrestling cheerleader by any chance?
It's not.
That's the stance we're going to go for. I wasn't either, but I always think of them when we do this. So we're just going to start. Right leg is this one in front. Left leg is back behind. If it's a little tight on the knee, bring the heel closer to your glute. We're going to sweep the hands up. Exhale, right arm down. Notice maybe you feel a little bit more in that hip flexor. Inhale, sweep the hands up. And come on down on this side. Notice if that feels any different than where we just were. We're not going to be here quite as long. So if you want to pause and breathe on each side, that's an option here. But if you want to flow a little bit more, that's good as well. We hear about 5 more breaths. Balance it out here. And when you're ready, inhale, arms up. And exhale, find that bolster. We're going to forward fold here. Find your depth. Maybe you don't need the bolster, and that's okay. And just notice how the shape feels. It doesn't need to look any certain way. I just want you to find something where you feel it. Wherever you are, maybe drop the chin to your chest, letting go of the hold on the back side of your neck. Lengthening there for the breath in and breath out. One more like that. When you're ready, pick your head up. Walk yourself back upright. We're going to have just a little stretch in the middle where you extend your legs straight out. Let's lengthen the hamstrings a little bit. Inhale, sweep your hands up. Keeping your spine and your legs long. Bend from your hips first. And then let your hands fall. Maybe you bend your knees. Maybe you point or flex your toes. Maybe you tuck your chin to your chest. All are options. What feels good to you? Breath in. Exhale it out. Slowly rise with your inhale. Maybe a little self-massage on the legs. Always feels good. Keep that bolster nearby. We're going to balance it out. Left leg in front this time. Find your cheerleader pose. And inhale, sweep your hands up. Go to your left first. Exhale, left arm down, right arm up and over. Maybe you pause and hold. Maybe you continue with the breath up and over. Same thing as the other side. Find your variation. We'll take about 5 cycles of the breath here. As you balance out and complete that there, we meet together in the center. Inhale, long spine, reach the fingertips tall. Exhale, folding forward towards the bolster or the ground. Find your depth. On your inhale, notice where you feel this in the body. And on the exhale, invite softness to that space. One more breath in. And the breath out. Slowly walk yourself back upright. Keeping the bolster in the middle, we're going to find the legs nice and wide in a V shape, finding whatever distance between your ankles you want, maybe closer, maybe farther. We're going to find a long, tall spine. Inhale, reach the hands up overhead, and then folding at the hip joint. Travel forward, maybe place the bolster a long way, might be more comfortable, your choice. Find your depth. And then see if you can turn off your muscles. If you feel like maybe you're holding on with the back of the head, bring the chin closer to the chest. Or maybe you rest your chin in your hand. You feel like you're holding on in the back or your glutes. Use your bolster a little bit more. Take a breath in. Exhale, relax fully. Finding the muscles in your face, relax those too. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's stay for one more breath in. Full breath out. Nice and slow and come up. Rising up. You can place the bolster to the side, tucking your left heel in. Let's find that. We're going to pivot towards the straight leg here. Inhale, reach your arms up, turn and pivot your shoulders so they turn in your toes, and then folding at the hips. Maybe you have the bolster between your belly and your leg. Maybe you fold down. Again, you kind of get the gist here. We're trying to relax. You're trying to let go of your muscles. So with your breath in, notice if there's any tension in the body. With your exhale, let it go. A lot of times we hold it in our shoulders. Breathe in, notice any lingering tension. And let it go with your breath out. Let's get back in this just a little bit deeper with our arms. We're going to kind of do a little funky little side bend. But inhale, reach your arms up overhead. We're going to face back forward. Right arm comes down, and then the left arm up and over. If you bring your elbow to the ground, maybe you find a little bit more depth through that left side body. Maybe your elbow comes to the bolster. That's a good option too. And now last little adjustment, if you want to, maybe you look up to the sky. See if that changes anything for you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, stick that left arm up and over. We're going to bring the right arm over as just a little counterbalance. Maybe you look up at the sky with this one. Feel that release from your right pinky all the way down the arm to your side body. Bring awareness to your right toes. Point them. Flex them. Relax. Inhale right arm to the sky. Left arm follows. Exhale, hands come through your heart space. Deep breath in. And a breath out. Go ahead and switch your legs when you are ready. Left leg extends. Right foot comes in. Get yourself settled. Inhale, hands up. Pivot your shoulders to frame your left toes and fold at your hips, traveling down towards your leg. With your breath in, do just a quick body scan. Notice where you feel tightness, where you're holding on, and let it go with your breath out. Breathe in. Out. Keep your legs the same. Slowly rise up. Arms come up to the sky. Face back, centered. Left arm is going to go down. Right arm up and over. Maybe you come to the elbow or the bolster. Breathe in deeply to the side body. Maybe you look up to the sky. You did so on the other side. Full breath in. Full breath out. Right arm sweeps up overhead, coming down. Find that windmill motion. Left arm comes up and over, finding your depth. Maybe you turn the head up to the sky. Maybe you try pointing your toes, flexing your toes, relaxing your toes. Full breath in. Slow breath out. Inhale, sweep the left arm up, right arm up. Exhale, hands through your heart space. Full breath in, fill the chest, fill the belly. Exhale, let it go. Full breath in. Exhale, soften through the shoulders. Let's do one more like that. Big, full breath in. Now soften. Pull both feet into center. We're just gonna open up through the arms with the breath. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands through heart space. Two more like that. Inhale, hands up. Exhale through center. Inhale, arms up. This time, if you want to exhale into a back bend, that's an option. Open the elbows nice and wide. Shine your heart to the sky. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Big breath in. Exhale, let's come to child's pose. Position onto all fours for a moment. Maybe bring your knees nice and wide. Big toes can come towards one another. Set your hips back to your heels. I would like to offer the bolster or a big pillow in front of you, and then go ahead and relax onto it. And just as a reminder, we're here to relax. So if you feel like you're holding yourself up in any way, challenge yourself to let go. Maintain a breath that serves you. Inhales. Exhale. And stay where you are if you're comfortable. That is the goal. If you want to remove the bolster, let's gently come up. Slide that bolster off to the side. And then as you exhale, walk your hands towards the top of your mat. Maybe your chin or forehead comes down into child's pose. With your next breath in, walk your fingertips just a tiny bit towards the top of your mat. Maybe you feel that space in your shoulders. Maybe you feel a little length in your spine. With your next breath in, try that again, just a tiny little bit. And then on your exhale, see if you can sink your hips further back towards your heels. It may just be tiny, tiny motion. Inhale, stretch the fingers higher. Exhale, sink the hips back. Just imagine your spine like taffy here. We're just stretching teeny, tiny little muscles just a little bit further. Once more, inhale, walk those fingertips towards the top of the mat. Maybe on this last one, you bring all your fingertips up, kind of like a little tent. Press your finger pads into the mat. As you exhale, bend your hips back. You might not see much, but you may feel it. Breathe in. Exhale, relax, let everything go. If you'd like a little bit of a side bend here, walk your hands off the right or left side of your mat. And you can find that same practice here. Inhale, reach the fingertips as far as they can go. And exhale, stretch your hips away from the fingers. You're ready to balance. Pass the hands through center and find something similar on the other side. If it's been working for you to reach the fingertips with your breath in, find that here. And let the hips be heavy with the hip exhale. Stay there as long as you need to. When you're ready to come back to center, we're going to rise up onto our hips for just a second. And give a little mermaid stretch to kind of open up to the hip flexors. So if you've got the bolster, place it there. I'm going to roll onto it to open up through our hip flexors. So everybody's going to look a little bit different. It might look a little uncoordinated, but that's okay. We're just going to roll forward. Spread all 10 fingertips nice and wide. Press into the finger pads. And then really open up through the chest, through the shoulders here. Let the hips be heavy. Breath in. Exhale, go ahead and roll back off of that. Coming into a child's pose for just a moment on the bolster. Breath in. And breath out. Okay. Half pigeon is nice. This is one of my all-time faves. I like to get into it from a down dog. So I'm going to go ahead and show that, but if you want to just come to it from your tabletop, that's awesome too. We're going to do the right side first. So if you want to come into it from downward facing dog, hands are shoulder width apart, feet are about hip width apart. Press into all 10 fingers. All 10 toes are strong. We're going to shift the weight into both hands and our left foot. And the right foot is going to slowly swing up to the sky. Go ahead and bend your heel towards your glute. And let's do one full circle with the knee one way. And you can do this from your knees and tabletop as well. And let's do one full circle the other way, as big as you can. Touch the toes down to the ground. Inhale, right foot goes all the way to the sky. Point your toes. And then using the strength of your core, bring your knee up towards your right wrist. Just gonna settle down. Maybe you walk that straight leg back behind you a little bit. Maybe you find that bolster in front of you. We're just gonna sink on back. This one is quite deep through the hips. So take your time finding some comfortability. Maybe wiggle out a little bit for a while. If this doesn't feel good for you, that's okay. It doesn't work for everybody. You'll get the same stretch, this outer hip muscles, if you come to seated figure four or a supine figure four as well. You might already feel your body softening and kind of releasing into this position. You want to invite a little bit more relaxation into your body. Let's take a deep breath in and exhale nice and slow. Another breath in and exhale. One more breath at your pace on this side. And then slowly and mindfully, we're going to exit this posture before we go to the other side. This is one of my favorite releases on the right hip flexor. What we're going to do, we're just going to tuck those left toes under. Maybe you walk them in a little bit. Bring the left knee to the ground. And just kick that right leg back and rock back and forward on those toes. It's up. All right. If you want to come into it, come down dog on the other side. Let's get set up, starting on tabletop. And then press up. Putting weight into all 10 fingers. All 10 toes are strong. Big breath in. Exhale. Putting our weight into our hands and our right foot this time. The left toe slowly begin to lift up. Bend at the knee, bringing your heel towards your glute. And find that big circle one way. Nice and slow. And then reverse and circle the other way. Touch your toes down to the ground. Inhale, straight leg sweeps up to the sky. Point the left toes up. Using the strength of your core, bring your left knee up towards your left wrist. And settling down into a similar shape on the other side. Probably won't look the same. That's okay. And again, fidget around, shuffle around, make your adjustments. And then challenge yourself to a little bit of stillness to focus on your breath. Okay. Soft, easy breath out. Again, like that. Breathe it in. Breathe it in. Take 3 more full breaths. In and out at your left. When you are ready, only when you are ready, we're going to slowly move back up and exit the seamless begin on the other side. So roll that bolster away. Take yourself up onto your hands, tuck the right toes. Maybe walk forward a little bit, keep that right knee on the ground. We're just gonna straighten the left foot back behind you. Find a release that feels good to you. For me, I like to walk back and forward on the toes. And then if you'd like, let's find a wide stance cat-cow. So bring the knees wide on the mat, hands wide on the mat. Take a breath in, drop the belly, inhale, look forward. And as you exhale, tuck the chin, round the spine, tuck your hips under, and really press into your hands. Inhale, drop the belly and look forward. Exhale, round and go. One more cycle, your breath, your pace. Coming back to tabletop. Sit your hips back to your heels. Extend your arms long. And settle your head down to take away the distraction of sight. Maybe you blink your eyes closed. Take a full breath in. And sigh it out. Continue a few moments in this shape, letting your breath return to its natural pace. Deep breath in. And sigh it out. When you are ready to exit, walk your hands back towards the body, nice and slow. Sweep your feet around, coming to a nice tall seat. Eyes can remain closed if that's comfortable. Inhale, sweep the hands out and up overhead. Exhale, hands come through the heart space. Left hand over the heart, right hand over the left. Just feel the beat for a moment. Thank you so much for taking this time to practice your well-being, your mental health, your physical health, whatever it is that brought you here today. You did it, and I'm proud of you. May there be peace in the mind, strength in the body, and loving heart. Namaste.